Odinga today held a meeting with Governor Wycliff Oparanya of Kakamega County, who is also the ODM Deputy Party Leader, the Siaya Senator James Orengo, who is also the Senate Minority Leader. He also held a meeting with Otiende Amolo and Charity Ngilu. This is what Wycliff Oparanya updated. Let me just get my phone. Oparanya is saying, together with Senator James Orengo and Kitui Governor Charity Ngilu, we met Raila Odinga at his current home. We are happy that the former Prime Minister is in an upbeat mood after recovering from COVID. And is continuing, BBI dominated our discussions as we assured the former Prime Minister of our commitment to the passage of the document. Our meeting today should dispel rumors of rebellion in ODM, as these are wishful thinking of our detractors. I thank our sister, Her Excellency Ngilu, for her support. So which means Ngilu brokered this meeting. And again, from Oparanya's post, it means Otiende Amolo was not part of this meeting. But Otiende Amolo later appeared in the photos, which means someone called Otiende Amolo or someone summoned Otiende Amolo to come to Karen for this meeting. Because one thing I know for sure is that Otiende Amolo, James Orengo, and Peter Kenneth was supposed to meet Raila Odinga tomorrow. So in this video today, I want us to look at the objectives of this meeting. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to business. The past few weeks has seen a lot of rebellion within ODM party. Otiende Amolo and James Orengo have been leading rebellion, especially in Nyanza, over the Building Bridges Initiative Bill. Raila Odinga has been supporting the Building Bridges Initiative Bill from inception. Basically, BBI is a baby of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. So if BBI was going to fail, then Raila Odinga was going to fail. Otiende Amolo and James Orengo are legal advisors to Raila Odinga. So when they took the message to the people of Nyanza, the people of Nyanza bought it, because the people of Nyanza also believe that the central Kenya is not supporting this bill, but they are getting, and that Nyanza are not benefiting much from this bill and they are supporting. So Orengo and Otiende Amolo's message was actually resonating so well with the people on the ground. On the other side, Wycliff Oparanya has also been trying to chart his own political path. And last week, Otiende Amolo was removed. Otiende Amolo is a key ally of James Orengo. He was removed from the powerful jailer committee. And it was expected that James Orengo was also going to be removed. And for those who follow this channel, I opined that James Orengo was not going to be removed for 5 reasons. Let me just refresh your memory. Number one, I said that James Orengo was not going to be removed because he's grounded politically. Number two, the senators were not going to play balls. Unlike in the National Assembly, where the minority whip just writes the new name. And then I also said that there was no credible replacement of James Orengo, especially after Moses Wetangula was kicked out. The only credible replacement would have been Mutula Kilonzo Jr. And I'm sure there was no way ODM was going to allow Mutula Kilonzo Jr. to take over that role. And lastly, which is important and relevant to this message, is that I stated that the removal of Otiende Amolo was not meant to achieve many things. It was just meant to send a message to members of parliament, especially before the voting, who are going to go against the ODM position. So in short, James Orengo is not going to be removed as the minority leader. But James Orengo's fate in ODM is sealed. That's something I also explained. And it is sealed and it's just a matter of time. But why was this particular meeting convened? And what was the presence of Charity Ngilu? Probably Charity Ngilu was the one who brokered this meeting. What was the objective of this meeting? 4 objectives only. The first objective, I think, was to make peace with Raila Odinga. For those who follow this channel, after Otiende Amolo was removed, I did a video about what next for Otiende Amolo. And I gave, again, I gave several reasons. And number one reason I gave was that he needed to make peace with Raila Odinga. Number two, he ought to resign, or maybe go underground, or sustain the rebellion. The best option was to make peace. So I'm sure James Orengo and Otiende Amolo and Wycliff Oparanya are trying to make peace with Raila Odinga. And after that, after making that peace, then these gentlemen are going to solve their issues amicably. I'm sure Orengo is going to ask Raila Odinga questions. And one of the questions is going to ask Raila Odinga is, why is your personal spokesperson, Dennis Onyango, calling me a demagogue? Raila Odinga is also likely to ask Orengo a question. You are part of the team which were drafting this bill. Why reject it at a time when you know so well that changes cannot be made to it? He's going to ask Otiende Amolo questions, that he was a member of the jailer committee, the vice chair. Why was he waiting until last time when they cannot make changes to go to the ground to cheat people that they could make changes to the bill? For Oparanya, I'm sure they also discussed his meeting with Ruto now in details, why he hosted these guys, especially after the rebellion. Because remember, the moment Orengo started the rebellion, he went to Migori, he went to Bondo, he went to Alego. Then the next stop, he was hosted by Oparanya in Butere. So Raila Odinga is also going to ask them questions. And after all those questions, they are going to agree on how those issues are going to be resolved. Number one. Number two, I think this meeting was held as a matter of urgency, as a reaction to the Daily Nation headline. The Daily Nation headline today had a headline about rebels against Raila Odinga. Orengo was there in the list, Otiende Amolo, Oparanya, and others. Orengo would not want a situation where he is viewed as a rebel against Raila Odinga. He would not want that. And that's why he was supposed to hold this meeting with Raila Odinga tomorrow, but decided to do it today. The reason they are doing it today is simple: to try to avert any propaganda about the rebellion. Because now, after this meeting, photos have been shared, and his supporters are now saying that Orengo has met with Raila Odinga. And this is going to be the headline. So basically, they are going to take the limelight from the headline, which was in the Daily Nation. So the fact of the matter is that Orengo would not want to be branded a rebel. Oparanya would not want to be branded a rebel within ODM party, especially now by the media. And those who follow Orengo on Twitter, yesterday again at night, he made a tweet, which Kipchumba Murkomen also responded to. From that tweet, it was clear that James Orengo expected to be the headline of the Daily Nation today, because he was actually attacking the media. So the headline of the Daily Nation today actually prompted this meeting. They could not wait any further. Number three is the BBI vote at the Senate. James Orengo is the minority leader at the Senate. He's expected to marshal the votes for the minority side. Samuel Pogisho is the majority leader on the other side. Pogisho has been doing a fantastic job for the president. He's fully supporting the bill. Orengo has been exhibiting signs that he was going to rebel against this bill. So probably Ngilu was not happy with what's happening. So he convened this meeting so that to make peace and also resolve the issue of the Building Bridges Initiative bill. And that's why, if you listened to Oparanya's tweet, he was talking of commitment to Raila Odinga about the passage of the Building Bridges Initiative bill. Oparanya is one man who actually told Raila Odinga that BBI is not a priority. Why is he now so concerned to remind Kenyans that they assured Raila Odinga of their commitment to pass it? What has changed? So the vote at the Senate tomorrow is what prompted this meeting. So Raila Odinga probably was prevailing on Orengo to vote yes. And if Orengo is not willing to vote yes, he explained himself to Raila Odinga. Because remember, Remember, last week Orengo was on record telling Senate that he cannot be intimidated. Who do you think can intimidate James Orengo in ODM party or in this country? Only two people, Raila and Uhuru. So which means Orengo was actually daring Raila and was actually daring President Uhuru Kenyatta, if not Raila. So the BBI vote is something these guys discussed. And lastly, is the mode of operations. I am sure Raila Odinga told these guys how they are going to operate if they were to remain in ODM party. Oparanya also told Raila Odinga how he would want to be treated within ODM party. James Orengo also probably told Raila Odinga how he would want to be treated in the party. Not to be called demagogues, not feeling that others are more superior, something like that. I don't know what you think. But why do you think Otiende Amolo was missing in the first meeting? Is it possible that James Orengo was now just considering his interest and amewacha Otiende Amolo kwa mata? Why do you think he was not really with these people when they began the meeting? Because if these guys met, they concluded the meeting, they took photos. That's why Oparanya actually went and updated. Otiende Amolo's photos came later. Why do you think Otiende Amolo was missing from these photos? I want to get your opinion on that particular issue because it's of interest to me. And in my next video, I want to ask a very simple question. Who is likely to be the next president of the Republic of Kenya? That's a question I'd want you guys to help me answer. Who do you think would be the next president of the Republic of Kenya? And what are some of the factors which are going to play out? So that video is going to come up tomorrow morning. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.